Oh, hi. Didn't notice you there. Let's cook stuff. Tonight we're going to use a specialty theme ingredient. Do you know what it is, Snarfy?
It says here we're going to make quinoa.
It's pronounced quinoa. It's a pseudo grain from South America. It's very popular right now.
That sounds like something you say when you're surprised. Quinoa!
Quinoa is technically not a grain because it doesn't come from a member of the grass family, but we typically use it as one. It's very popular amongst vegetarians because of its high protein content. It also has a lot of vitamins and minerals in it. Let's take a look at what we need tonight. We don't need too many tools for this casserole that we're going to make. You need a mixing bowl, cutting board and knife, a nice spoon, a pot with a lid, casserole dish, and some baker's parchment. And for our ingredients, we need 1 cup of quinoa, 1 tomato, 2 zucchinis, some fresh basil, about 2 ounces of shredded Parmesan cheese, olive oil, salt and pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. We've chopped up our tomatoes and zucchini and basil. Now we're going to mix it with a little bit of the olive oil, not a whole lot, this is just to coat it. And then we're going to also salt and pepper it, just a little bit again. Put in some of the garlic and onion powder. And we're going to stir it to make sure everything's coated. This is the same bowl we'll use again later. You don't really need to rinse it out because it's going to have the same seasonings in it later again also. Once we have everything coated, I'm going to put it into the pan on top of the parchment paper. We've already preheated the oven to 375 and we're going to stick it in here for about 30 minutes. Make sure everything is spread out evenly on the pan so that it cooks evenly.
Or, if you feel like cooking outside, you could cook these on the grill in some foil. Quinoa!
About 15 minutes in, you're going to want to stir the zucchini and tomatoes to make sure that it's heated evenly. So we'll just do that real fast, so it won't take very long. Just make sure everything's turned and flipped. And maybe test, see how soft it's getting. Not very yet, but we're only about halfway there. Now we will put it back into the oven for an additional 15 minutes. So the quinoa is boiling now. You want to keep the quinoa in the water while it's heating up. We're going to turn the heat to low and cover it. Let it sit for about 15 minutes. When quinoa is fully cooked, the grains individually have these little spirals in them.
Quinoa!
Okay, 30 minutes is up, so we're going to take the vegetables out of the oven. Everything's going to be mixed together in this same bowl again, which we've already done, but it'll be a little easier this time since everything's not raw. The nice part about using the parchment paper is you don't really have to clean the actual casserole dish after this. We'll also add in the quinoa. Quinoa expands quite a bit, even more than rice seems like. The cheese will go in also. You could theoretically use the canned cheese for this, but this is much better quality cheese. We're going to add a few more of our seasonings to enhance the flavor also. Add a little more oil. About a 1/4 cup. You can always add more salt later, so don't try to over season it right off the bat. And we'll mix it together. That'll make the cheese all nice and melty. we have it. Vegetarian meal.